Hey, thanks for coming back. And today I'd like to talk to you about another webcam, and it's this one. This is the AUSDOM AW651 2K webcam. Of course, that's the box it comes in. Gives you some nice details on the back, and of course right there on the front. Inside the box you get a nice little polishing cloth for the lens. They give you a nice little tripod that has what's called a ball head on top. You just simply untwist that one and this can rotate however you'd like. Of course, you open it up and the legs extend. Nice little touch. It's not the best little tabletop tripods on the market, but it works. It gets the job done. And of course, you get the webcam itself. Now, there is a little bit of film on here that I left on right now, and you simply peel that off. You do get a privacy cover, which the slider switch is right here, and let me actually peel that off right now. And you can see the lens right now, and if you close it, there it goes. Fairly simple. And of course it twists 360 degrees, and it has your basic laptop or monitor, if you want, clamp, where this little bit of a lip right here will go on to your monitor. Then you flip this little end up and it stays in place. Also, if you notice right here, looks like a little bit of a cutout. That's because you can actually tilt the camera pretty good. So if you have it on top of your desktop or wherever you may have it, you can actually flip the camera down. Oops, I was holding onto the cable. You can flip it down, so if you have something on the ground, like or keyboards or something, you can show people what you're doing. On the back, they got this little button. A little bit more on that in just a moment. Of course, there's some nice rubber in here to help protect your laptop or monitor or whatever you're going to attach it to. And on the bottom, right here, this little hole is so you can attach it to something like this, a tripod. So you can, if you don't want to have it on top of your laptop, or if you're going to use this with a desktop computer, you can put this either on a desktop tripod or a full-length tripod. That's up to you. Like I said, it does do 2K at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 60 frames per second, and of course you can go into lower resolutions, and well, also depending upon the software that you're using. You do have a 75-degree field of view, but with this button, they say you can drop that down to 60. More on that in just a moment. It's supposed to have auto light correction in here, so we'll kind of test that out. It has two microphones, and it's not, my camera really isn't going to pick it up, but you see this nice little pinhole right there, and right there on the other side. Those are the microphones, and they have dual noise reduction mics. And yes, I don't know if my laptop mics are picking it up, but I do have the heat on inside work, so let's see if these will really pick it up or not, huh? Of course, I already went over the privacy cover. The cable length is 2 meters or 6.6 feet. This camera is compatible with Windows XP and up, Mac OS 10.6 and up, the Chrome OS, and Android 5.0 and up. Well, pretty much that's it for all of the specs. Right now you are currently seeing this video and audio coming from the built-in webcam and microphones that, of my laptop. So no lapel microphone or anything, no other external mics, because I want you to hear the difference between these mics that are built into the laptop and of course the webcam, how good that one is, compared to the AUSDOM 2K webcam, the built-in mics and the video, and how sharp or not sharp it really is. So enough of me yakking, let's get to the testing. Okay, so right now you are seeing and hearing video and audio coming from the AUSDOM 2K webcam. Currently, I have it set on its highest setting at the 2K setting at 30 frames per second. Now, I am using the camera app that's built into Windows for this, and right now the brightness is set at -30, and of course I can go down a little bit more. I can go all the way down to -64, and that's what this looks like. Let me kind of get it somewhere where it looks okay. That's -42 on the brightness. Now, they do claim it has autofocus, so let's bring this in. And oops, wait a minute, I forgot to set it. Okay. And the autofocus works pretty good. That's about a good 3 inches. That was a good 3 inches away from the camera. Of course, you can adjust that in the camera app in Windows. Right now it's set to manual or auto, and of course I can do manual. And right there, if I wanted a little bit of a blurry background, you can switch your focus, so you can have the bokeh if you want to look professional. This is set at, let me see, what was it again? 26% in the manual focus in the Windows app from Microsoft. That way you can get a little bit of a blurry background here, and allegedly the reason why you would want this is so you can concentrate on me, not the background. But to be honest, I never cared for that. So let's put it back down to autofocus. Now, I did mention that little button on the back, and I'm going to press it right now, and you're seeing the 75-degree field of view. And if you notice, nothing happened. It may freeze for a second, but nothing happens. I noticed though that it will work in OBS, that button in the back, to switch it from 75 degrees to 60-degree point of view. I'll show you that in just a moment. But right now I'm going to show you the privacy cover. And there you go. I'm pretty sure all of you enjoyed seeing the privacy cover in action, because you didn't have to look at this space that much. Oh, by the way, I just noticed, don't wash your shirts or t-shirts in with a pair of jeans by mistake. You get all this lint on it. Okay, so I'm going to stay quiet for a second to see if these microphones are picking up any of the sounds from the heat units I have ongoing here at work. Okay, so if you heard kind of a background hissing, if you will, that's just the heat here at work, because it's like 31 degrees outside here in Michigan. So let's test the auto light correction. I mean, you kind of seen it a little bit in action when I brought this closer and it focused in and I did this. You kind of seen how it went from kind of darkish to this stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly shut the lights off and see what it looks like. Be right back. Okay, so I shut all the lights off. There's a little bit of light coming in. The sun is trying to poke out here in Michigan from the doors, and this is what it looks like in low light. Yes, it is kind of grainy, but it's not that bad. So the low light part, I think, works pretty decent. Of course, you're not going to be sitting, you'll probably have a little bit more light than this going on. You probably won't have it this low of a light when you're using this camera to talk to somebody. Well, at least I hope you have a little bit more light. But for it being pretty dark in here, with a little bit of light coming from those doors, I think this performs pretty well. All right, let me turn the lights back on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you've seen it and heard this webcam in action. You've seen it with low light on. So let's keep testing this thing, shall we? Okay, so now I'm in OBS. I'm using OBS software. And what I really wanted to show you was the cropping aspect of this. But so let me hit the button. So now you're seeing this at 60-degree field of view as opposed to 75-degree point of view. And so in OBS, this mode button to change the field of view really works. I'm gonna flip it back. Hold on. Okay, so now you're back to 75-degree point of view with this webcam using the OBS Studio software. Hope this, that kind of clarified the difference between the 60-degree field of view to 75. And of course, with OBS, you can do a lot more functions with the camera. You'll have a lot more selections, like for brightness, color contrast, and all that good stuff. That is if your laptop can handle it, because it does use a little bit of power and CPU and stuff usage for computer resources to use OBS, as opposed to the Windows app that's built into Windows, the camera app. Okay, so right now you are seeing the webcam again in action, but this time I have the resolution set at 1080p 60 frames per second, and this is what the resolution is going to look like. I'm gonna stop the video and go down one more to 720 just so you can see what that would look like. I'll be right back. Okay, like I said, this is now the AUSDOM webcam shooting at 720p 60 frames per second, and I'm using the camera app that's built into Windows. It's still set at -42 in brightness and auto focus going on right here. Yes, you can go even low. You can go 720p 30 frames per second, and then a lot lower resolutions if you like. I don't know why you would go any lower than 720 60 frames per second, but you can. So this is what 720p 60 frames per second looks like with the AUSDOM webcam. All right, let's get back to my final thoughts. Okay, so hopefully that the whole testing of this webcam was really good for you. Sorry about how cropped in the video was in OBS. I kind of forgot how to use it and get it into 16.9. So it was only in, what is it, 4.3 or whatever aspect ratio, but it was good enough for you to get the idea on how the selector switch went from 75-degree point of view to 60-degree point of view. So what do I think of the AUSDOM AW651 2K webcam? I kind of enjoy it. It's actually really good. Even with just a simple basic camera app that's built into Windows, once again, which I am using. Yes, it's a little brighter because, like my shirt comes out a little bit whiter or washed out, if you will. I don't know how to call it. Yes, it's a natural black shirt, not a gray shirt, but like I said, it does really well. You get really good, crisp and clean and clear imaging from this webcam, and it's not all that bad. It's priced really well, and for what you get in this camera, it works really well, and I would recommend you get it. Also, like I said, if you are using it with OBS or some other type of streaming software, you'll get better control over this camera, meaning saturation, the color, the brightness, the hue, all that good stuff. You'll be able to have better control over something like in OBS or some other type of streaming software than you would in the camera app that's built into Windows. So yes, the AUSDOM 2K webcam is definitely worth looking into and getting. So if you happen to like this video, please give it that thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget about that notification bell. It would really, really and truly help me out a lot if you were to share this video and maybe a few more of my others on all of your social media. And until the next video, you, your friends, your family, and even all of your pets, you all have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.